All right, so welcome everyone to this week's free live training. This week, we are talking all about 3 reasons adding human design in your branding is better than a shiny marketing strategy alone. So this is a topic that was inspired by a client that I worked with, but pretty much the tactics and the strategy that we're going to talk about with human design is very much applied to just different areas or different clients or different ways that you can approach your business. So it's definitely something that I'm super passionate about, and I just am excited to kind of bring an example of this client experience and this client story to all of you guys and just kind of shine a light on a unique way in which you can leverage your human design in your business and in your branding. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about this particular client that had come to me to work with me. She was a creative entrepreneur. So she really came to me with this problem of this feeling of like she had lost her spark with creating her content in her marketing. And to some extent, some of the work that she was actually doing with her clients as this creative entrepreneur. So she was a creative. She herself and her business is in the branding space, and she also did photography. She had a busy family and a husband, so she was really trying to balance everything. And when it comes to the clients that she's working with, the marketing that she's doing, the time, the energy, and the effort that she's pouring into her business, it truly matters because it's really taking time away from her family. So what she does when she's not with her family doing the things that she loves, it's super important that the work that she's doing is really exciting to her and just kind of fills her cup, which many of us can relate to as entrepreneurs. And so this client, she herself was super creative, especially in her content. She always had a unique way of just kind of putting a different spin on things, not just for her content, but just in the way that she would work with the clients that she was also serving in her business. And so when we met, she said that her biggest pain point and one of her biggest struggles was being able to show up consistently. She felt like she wasn't showing up consistently with her marketing, with her content, with her posting. And she also was noticing that with some of the work that she was doing with her clients, she was starting to feel drained in some of the work that she had been doing where she maybe previously hadn't been feeling that way. And so she was honestly feeling stuck with marketing her business in a way that felt good to her. And then also creating a way in which she could like serve and deliver for the right clients in a way that also lit her up and kind of filled her cup and wasn't so draining on her. And so within a week of her and I kind of working together and getting some things in place, looking at her human design chart, pulling out the key pieces that she needed to leverage for her business and what she was working on, and the problems that she was kind of talking through or we were working through, within a week, she was able to create specific ways to leverage her human design and her brand. And she totally turned like her situation around. So she went on to shift her personal branding. So she shifted like the aesthetic of her brand, the messaging of her brand, and the way she was showing up in her brand. And she shifted her positioning and how she was able to like really speak to the clients that she desired to serve. So it was more a matter of she got really, really focused on who she was for and who she was not for. And we did this through the lens of her human design. Yes, there's a lot of other ways, a lot of other like avatars, things like that. You can work through some of the traditional branding techniques and stuff or strategies that you might come across for your own business. But this is actually, when you're looking at your human design, it is literally showing you who you are and how you can leverage specific pieces of you to actually accomplish some of these goals. So for her, she was able to turn her brand around, feel really good about who she was, how she was showing up in her business, and also feel really good about like focusing in on the clients that she wanted to serve, because she wanted to like walk away from client photo sessions and some of the editing and some of the other branding stuff she was doing behind the scenes, feeling lit up and not burned out and drained when she got finished working with these clients. And so that was super exciting. And so that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. Some like key takeaways for you guys to really leverage this in your business. And so if you are completely new to me, this is the first time you're listening to me, first time you're kind of catching one of my talks or trainings or episodes here. If we haven't yet met yet, my name is Jen Dice, physical therapist turned Pinterest marketing agency owner, turned human design and marketing coach, I empower women in business to step into their greater purpose, show up in their brand unapologetically, and make money in a way that fuels their soul using human design. So what are we talking about today? Just to review, we are talking about and diving into 3 reasons adding human design in your branding is better than a shiny new marketing strategy alone. Because we all love strategy. We all buy all the strategies, all the courses, all the systems, all the programs on implementing the strategy. But I am here to tell you that strategy is great. Strategy is needed. It is a needed part of your business and of your marketing. But that strategy is only going to get you so far, especially if you're implementing something somebody else created and you're not really like infusing key pieces of who you are into the strategy. And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about, I'm going to give you 3 questions to ask yourself. These are the questions that I actually asked this client and had her kind of walk through, we worked through. And so these are your questions / takeaways from this, this conversation today. So the first question I want you to ask yourself, and this is kind of where I started with this client is, yes, she was saying she felt like she was struggling showing up consistently with her content with specific things. But I asked her, are you showing up consistently as you? Not just in the content, not just in these things that you're actually more aware of, because she came to me with these with where the pain points are, and that those pain points were within her awareness, but it's like, okay, where else is this happening? So are you showing up? You can ask yourself this, are you showing up consistently as you? So if you are struggling with the same thing of, I don't know what to write about, I don't know what to talk about, I just don't want to hit live, I don't want to write, I just don't feel creative, or I'm not showing up consistently. Are you showing up consistently as you? Not just in that area, but where else in your business, where else outside of your business is that true, where you might be not showing up as you? So the reason I ask this is because this makes you look at where you may be hiding pieces of who you authentically are, which gives mixed messages to your audience. So if you are showing up in your marketing and it's not fully you're hiding things, you're maybe not consciously, but you're just hiding in a way of like, I kind of want to say it this way, but I'll filter it a little bit more, or I'll kind of take the safe road with the words that I'm using. I'll kind of like, maybe I'll put this other spin on it so that, I don't upset other people. Yes, to some degree, create content in a way that's going to be impactful for somebody else, but don't water yourself down. Don't hold yourself back to the point where you actually are hiding like your authentic self. This gives mixed messages to your audience because your audience sees you for who you are, whether you know it or not, whether you like are aware of it or not, your audience sees you for who you are. And when you are hiding some of those pieces, like it's just, it kind of messes with them a little bit and gives them mixed messages. And that affects your trust factor when it comes to your marketing. And so with this particular client, with this question, we looked at key areas of her human design chart, and we were able to kind of focus in on how her audience sees her. So it's like, if she was trying to show up in following a certain system, following a certain way of creating content, following a certain structure that somebody else gave her, or that she's always been doing over time, when you kind of like filter out some of those key pieces of who you are, that's how it can be so much more draining, because you're not stepping into that energy of who you authentically are. So for her, we looked at key pieces of her chart, and from her human design chart, we were able to focus on, number one, how her audience really sees her, who she really is. And we were able to leverage some of those pieces and turn those into different brand pillars for her content, for her messaging, for just how she shows up when she shows up. And so it kind of gave her that freedom. But the best way I can give you an analogy for this is like, if you are showing up, creating content for the sake of creating content, like going live for the sake of going live, because somebody told you have to do X amount of things per day, you have to check this box, you have to do it this way. And it's a system that worked for them. It's kind of like showing up to like a dinner event with friends that kind of know you, but you're wearing a really bad costume. Like, they can see something is off, they can sense something is off, but maybe they don't say it, so it's just like you're putting on a mask, And people know that that's not who you are. They might not know it like consciously, but it's on like the subconscious level when you are kind of denying or just like abandoning like some of the pieces of what makes you authentically you, because you want to be liked by everyone. You want to be approved by everyone. You don't want to be so polarizing that you push people away. That's ultimately gonna, and that'll be question number 2, but that's gonna be what causes you to like struggle with like, how do I show up, or struggling what to say. Because when you step into your authentic energy, you know who you are, you know how you're designed to show up, and you step into that and you create content from that. You create the way that you like even offers, the way that you launch, the way that you take like the clients that you take on based on that energetic blueprint from your human design. Like that is how, when you step into that and you do those tasks, it's your creativity can flow so much more, so much easier. So that's the first question is, are you showing up consistently as you? The second question to ask yourself, and that I asked this client, is, are you in conversations and booking calls or even like delivering to your dream clients? And so with this particular client, she noticed a trend that was starting to happen where she would have the most amazing client sessions one day. She would walk away from the session, like the photo sessions, the brand photos, feeling so lit up. And then she would struggle with like some of the other things the next day with a completely different client. Or just some of the work that she had normally always loved, she noticed was starting to drain her. So if you are noticing that, so when you ask yourself this question, are you speaking with, are you serving, are you meeting with your dream clients? You'll know, but you'll also know that if there's something in the way of the clients that you're working with, the offers that you're delivering on, the containers that you're serving in, if those are draining you, that is a sign that some way, shape, or form you are stepping out of alignment. So this question is important because it helps you determine if you're speaking to the right people. And in like through your messaging and your content is a powerful magnet that you can leverage to attract your dream clients. And when you know like how to speak to them in a way that kind of like cuts through the noise, so that they not only hear you, but they start leaning in and they pay attention, like that is another powerful like piece of pulling in parts of your human design into the messaging and the content that you're putting out there. So you're speaking to them in a way that they actually pay attention and lean in. And so with this particular client, we looked at, again, pieces of her chart, different strengths and gifts that she had, different areas of her chart that were defined or not. And we were able to kind of craft different like for her, a different positioning and how she was speaking to her clients. And then also leveraging some other pieces of her chart so she could pull out different keywords, like the actual language in which she could speak to their pain points based on her chart. So this is like one of the amazing like levels of like pulling in pieces of your human design, is because you are designed uniquely to serve through your unique strengths, talents, and gifts. And when you understand those gifts in your chart, you're also able to understand how you can speak to the clients that you are really wanting to draw in to serve through those gifts. So you can speak to them and actually pull out different keywords that you can infuse and sprinkle into your content, so that gets them to kind of pay attention and lean in and hear what you have to say, because you're speaking to their pain points. You're speaking to their desires. You're speaking to like the things that they are looking for. You are their how, just by the way you're transitioning how you position yourself in your messaging and how you leverage different keywords, and you're speaking to them. And so it's kind of like you're adding a filter to your marketing. So you're becoming magnetic to the right people, and you're repelling the wrong people when you start doing this. And so this is where you can go outside of yourself, and you can go on Google and Pinterest and YouTube. I used to do this. I was a Pinterest manager for 2 years. SEO, keyword research, it was finding out what people were looking for. Did you know, like your human design chart, you actually have like an imprint in some of your coding, in some of your gates, and in some of your design that literally has you as this walking like SEO search engine, like engine for your people. Like it's just tuning into it and figuring out how you're designed to draw like clients you're designed to pull in based on the strengths, gifts, and talents that you are uniquely designed to serve through. So that was the second question. The third question is, are you following too closely to what others are doing? This is important because if it tells you if you are getting caught up in comparison, and you're running your marketing based on what everybody else around you is doing. And human design is your permission to just drop all of the shoulds. So there, like I said, there are shiny marketing strategies around every corner, around every scroll on your phone. You will find a new strategy. You cannot get on or off Facebook or Instagram or any social media without hearing somebody's new, like epic marketing strategy to 10x something in your business or something in your leads or revenue. Like it is everywhere. These shiny marketing strategies are everywhere. So you gravitate towards them because it's like you're thinking that the strategy itself is the answer. The strategy is a piece of it. It's just uncovering it and figuring out, like, is this strategy something that's going to work for me based on what I know to be true about who I am? Like that is like the lens I want you to, that's the flip I want you to make, or the shift I want you to make when you're looking at different strategies. Is this something that's going to work for me based on who I am? I know who I am. So how can I bring this into my world and kind of refine this in a way that works for me? So you're not just following things by the book. You're not just blindly doing what somebody else is saying, because when you're following too closely, that's how you end up adopting a strategy. And then you end up speaking to the wrong clients. You end up booking clients that maybe aren't the best fit. You end up feeling drained. And then you also end up, feeling drained by your marketing because it becomes more of like an energy drain to figure out the quote unquote right way to show up. Whereas if you just kind of looked at pieces of your human design and figured out the way that works for you and applied it that way, that's kind of a better way to kind of look at things when you're looking at your marketing. So just to recap, 3 questions I want you guys to ask yourself when it comes to leveraging human design for your branding in your business, or for your business just in general too. Number 1, are you showing up consistently as you? Not just where you're noticing the problem or the pain point in your marketing, but elsewhere. Because remember, when you aren't showing up authentically as you, you're hiding pieces and parts from you, and your audience sees that. They see you for who you are, whether you like it or not. They know who you are. They see you for who you are. So you don't give them mixed messages. Where are you showing up inconsistently as you? Second question to look at and to talk about is, are you in conversations in booking and working with your dream clients? Because if you're not, if your work is draining, if the conversations you're having are draining, if the people you're getting on calls with are a little bit more draining, then this is another sign that you are some way, shape, or form out of alignment, and your human design can help you speak to the right people. So you're getting on the calls with people that are more in alignment with you. You're starting to book clients that are more in alignment with you, and you're starting to filter out of like, nope, this one's not for me. Or yes, this is a dream client for me. You're starting to create more awareness around that. And third question, are you following too closely to what others are doing? Are you completely just, like, again, abandoning your authentic self and just following the system, checking the boxes, doing what somebody else said because they were able to take this exact system and make $1 million from it? Yes, there is validity to that because it's proven, but it's proven for this person. So how can you kind of take in these shiny strategies, these shiny marketing strategies with a grain of salt, and create a system that is customized to you based on your human design and based on how you're best designed to show up in your business, in your brand, and in your marketing. So I hope this is helpful for you guys. And if you are wanting to know the next steps, if you're completely new to human design, grab the link that are in the notes that come with this video or with this training, that if you're listening to this, I'll put a link in the notes below. This is how you can click on that. You can kind of get started with your human design and then come back to this training and apply it that way. Or just get started in general and figuring out your human design. But again, it is a powerful tool that is you, honestly, that you can pull into your business so that your business becomes more aligned to who you are, to your bigger mission, to your bigger purpose, and the work that you're doing. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with me this week, and I will catch you next time. All right. Bye, everyone.